Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. Yeah, look at him trying to come it out. It's hilarious.
Jim Carrey has begun pulling back the curtain on Hollywood's darkest secrets. Rumors people have whispered about for years, but rarely dared to confront. The legendary actor, who once stepped away from Tinseltown's toxic spotlight, delivered a jaw-dropping interview with Jimmy Kimmel that left even the host visibly shaken. As Carrey revealed one startling truth after another about what really happens when the lights go out and the cameras stop rolling, it became clear this was no ordinary conversation. Buckle up, because this ride gets intense fast.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking time.
You could practically see Jimmy Kimmel squirm in his chair as Jim Carrey dropped a bombshell that seemed to confirm what many have quietly suspected for years, that many so-called woke activists posing as comedians all come from the same echo chamber. Ever the master of disguise, Carrey wrapped his revelations in layers of humor, perhaps to soften the impact or sidestep the inevitable backlash. But beneath the laughter, the message was unmistakable. He wasn't just joking, he was pointing to something real, and everyone watching could feel it.
I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide.
Jim Carrey's honesty here feels genuinely refreshing. For the past decade, it seems like every comedian, late-night host, and journalist has been reading from the same script, repeating the same politically correct talking points. What was once comedy and entertainment has slowly turned into a lecture hall, where laughing at the wrong joke can get you canceled. And it wasn't just the media. Major corporations and household brands jumped on the bandwagon too, proudly displaying their woke credentials like badges of honor, while quietly abandoning common sense. From ad campaigns to award shows, everything started to look the same. Polished, hollow, and saturated with virtue signaling. That's why Carrey's willingness to break the mold and say what so many people are already thinking feels like a breath of fresh air in an industry suffocating under conformity.
Look at him trying to come it out. It's hilarious. And, you know, and I'm sick of, hold on a second. You know what they're trying to do?
Who?
This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this.
And yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
Beyond the non-stop chatter from comedians and TV hosts, even our gadgets became part of a massive distraction, pulling our focus away from the real problems unfolding around us. As the economy weakened and families struggled to get by, we stayed glued to our screens, tearing each other apart over the latest social media outrage. Meanwhile, the border crisis worsened, but serious discussion was drowned out by endless online culture wars. Our country's image on the world stage suffered too. Alliances grew shaky and rivals openly mocked us, yet it barely registered. Instead, we were fed a constant stream of woke talking points, a neatly packaged diversion designed to keep us arguing over pronouns and identity politics, rather than confronting the urgent, real-world crises right in front of us.
Good?
You know, it's so beautiful. It really is, especially when I'm absent from it.
Do you feel like you're separated from the rest of the world and what's going on?
No, not separated at all. In fact, it's the exact opposite. You know, don't get me wrong, you know, Jim Carrey is a great character, and I was lucky to get the part. But I don't think of that as me anymore.
You might be tempted to dismiss all of this as mere comedy or some far-fetched conspiracy, but a closer look at the past decade and what's happening right now reveals the same clear pattern Carrey was hinting at. He was essentially pointing out that Hollywood functions like a well-oiled machine, one that dangles fame, fortune, and influence in front of its stars. In return, those celebrities are expected to play their part, push the approved agenda, and keep the narrative alive. It's a trade-off: success and visibility in exchange for obedience and compliance. Once they've served their purpose, they quietly fade into the background, making room for a new wave of actors, comedians, and influencers to carry the torch. Carrey wasn't just making jokes, he was exposing a cycle that keeps repeating.
I used to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a guy.
I think we got a little taste of that just a moment ago, yeah. And does the beard have anything to do with that?
Well, here's the thing, the beard, yes. Everywhere I go, people talk about the beard. They go, what are you doing? Why are you growing a beard? Why are you growing a beard? It's like they can't really think about anything else. It's just not, you know, cohesive. There's something different about me, and it's that damn beard. And wherever I show up, it becomes the story, you know?
Right.
It's a bigger star than me at this point.
Mm-hmm. And is that good?
It has its own Twitter.
It does?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Thank God.
Fortunately, not every celebrity chose to go along with the machine. A handful of sharp-eyed figures saw exactly what was happening, that this carefully orchestrated system wasn't just suffocating real art and authentic entertainment, but also quietly eroding the fabric of the country itself. Instead of selling out, they chose to stand their ground, and the backlash was swift and ruthless. The same media that once celebrated them turned overnight, casting them as villains, outcasts, or dangerous voices. Yet despite the odds, many of them endured and even thrived outside the system. Joe Rogan built a massive audience by refusing to censor himself. Gina Carano held firm after being cut loose by Disney. Elon Musk openly challenges dominant narratives while reshaping entire industries, and Rob Schneider uses his platform to call out hypocrisy. Together, they stand as proof that the machine isn't invincible.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this and not this. That's why. Thank you.
Bill Maher, once celebrated as a poster child of the woke movement, eventually had to step off when it veered into absurdity. For years, he was embraced as part of the cause, but when the ideology began turning on itself, Maher chose logic over blind loyalty. In one of his sharpest critiques, he aimed his words at fellow late-night favorite Stephen Colbert, offering advice that was both simple and powerful. Stop relying so heavily on emotion and start engaging the mind. Maher argued that emotions are unstable. They flare up, fade away, and shift with cultural trends, while rational thinking remains steady and capable of navigating chaos with clarity. He wasn't just giving friendly guidance, he was challenging Colbert to rise above emotional theatrics and think critically. It was a wake-up call, not only for Colbert, but for the entire comedy establishment.
Of a very well-known chat show host in America last night, Mr. Kimmel. Is free speech more under attack in Britain or America?
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired.
Now that Kimmel's firing has gone public, the usual voices are rushing to blame Trump, framing it as an attack on free speech. But let's be honest, this has nothing to do with free speech and everything to do with Kimmel being just another cog in the machine. For years, he played his part flawlessly, parroting the approved narrative, mocking the designated targets, and pushing the exact agenda he was meant to promote. Alongside Colbert, he became one of late night's loudest mouthpieces, serving politics disguised as comedy. But that's how the machine works. It uses people until they're no longer useful. Now that the narrative has fallen apart and audiences have tuned out, the machine no longer needs Kimmel. His firing wasn't some great injustice. It was inevitable. He wasn't silenced. He was discarded, just like every pawn when the game changes.
Great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Kimmel had zero talent and worse ratings than even Colbert, if that's possible. Is that true? That leaves Jimmy and Seth, two total losers on fake news NBC. Their ratings are also horrible. Do it, NBC. President Donald J.
Trump's return to the White House, in this view, has brought a long overdue sense of sanity back to the country after years in which Democrats pushed a form of woke ideology that critics say divided people, weakened culture, and warped common sense. Trump's unapologetic anti-woke stance has disrupted that narrative, not only resisting the cultural drift, but actively pulling the country back toward what supporters see as reality. At the same time, late-night figures like Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel spent years twisting stories, mocking dissent, and openly cheering their political favorites under the cover of comedy, acting more like cultural enforcers than entertainers. But that era is fading as the grip of woke messaging loosens and once dominant voices lose influence. Seen through this lens, Kimmel's downfall isn't shocking at all. If his talent and relevance had endured, he would still be on the air. Television is ultimately a business driven by ratings, relevance, and revenue, not ideology. And when a host stops evolving, delivering fresh material, or engaging audiences, networks make the hard commercial decision to move on. While some will cry censorship or political persecution, executives answer to viewers and advertisers, not narratives. In market terms, Kimmel's exit is simply commerce at work. Harsh, perhaps, but fair. The age of protected late-night gatekeepers is ending, and entertainers who fail to adapt risk becoming expendable. The media isn't a charity, it's an industry that rewards performance, not entitlement. In this telling, Hollywood and the media are being exposed as narrative factories that elevate talent only until it's no longer useful. Carrey lifted the curtain, Maher broke ranks, and Kimmel paid the price for being seen as more puppet than performer. As the woke agenda crumbles, those who depended on it for fame and power fall with it. The tide turns, and America, supporters argue, is finally waking up, bringing this video to a close with a call to like, subscribe, and tune in next time.